ho abanya bekasa wo che musa ni mu ya wo sampanifo si aginaye no mu si nkonwa efa ho sade be ya o mbetimi aso ano
Nana do dankwa akufo ado ne ho kane ma me Rebecca ne foundation no wotie ema bi sufre ya meka say krechi wo besi bebre wo baabi edwawo na ma ne digwa na o ma so ta ho school no mu
na Angola mampani His Excellency Eho Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço ono nso de nsembi atudwa dedefo yi
aban kontabufo eye abenfum okuni Samuel Kwabenani wode atudwa wo kire mu se hwebe kwase adayi die nipa ene adan akenkan no matoto ne amanyina de aba awie
Mrs. Theodosia Jackson and your principal Jackson College of Education wode atudwa asre esukufo ene awofo sa distance education eye yemfa ehonyim
na yede ane akyeremu wakwa hospital aba hospital so COVID-19 ho nsensem bi asɔre eno nso yede ebeba
afoforo bi eka we mu ho adwadie mu nsam ka ho ama no ne nsam ka ho don hwere ba ko ene mo betena ede abramo ese Oyerepa FM anwumre no nsia kasebo ukọ eye internet na Facebook Oyerepa FM Oyerepa radio ubenya yen Oyerepa radio na YouTube no eye Oyerepa FM ubenya yen ya hye ema obi nso so enhwe bi na obetimi atwere waje nkyere yesrawa esamane mfa ensama yede ebrawo no eho enuanom miensa ene yebesom mo me mame efia nyako papa bi me nuamnom
Oduefo na na sabre pinaman na na penkra hene chia me na afei
krobia sante yemfa bre na nsem nkyire mu anwumre emra
mubeka ya eye high court ya ewo Cape Coast ede betu bia na no ukua de atwa mu yen se de ogina ye ewo ndisa amanyako ni dimpre kro mra hye bedwafie ewo Asen North Ora James Jachi question onye MPBM esan se ekwan a wo fa so obeye mrese badwani no etia ga na mra ebra ono de ne ho nsam ekoma abato adwumakuo se mrese badwafo akonwa no onya obedie no de fe se all filing the documents anase the papers no sa bra no na ne din da so ho se oya Canada ni eno saye Ghana ni na abo abaako ye nyine ya mpre no eti no emretia eti atu na frade so yasa nkoto abane biem na no ana ndi sa amanyoko nche se omonte omo ho ase ne entia omo ho ase kina enti no man se omo court of appeal ese kwasere court se court mo awo mo na de Cape Coast High Court kan no de kan ye ntwangu ana ye mongu ebio sika wogiti a omo mra se badwani no eno so ye mongu ye ne wo mo a omo ya lawyer for ema ndi sa amanyoko no efa ebra omo call court of appeal ni be bonkomo ora sami jamfi onukuro yai ena ndi samanya ko ne se ba bonte no oda no yentie no
The trial judge lacked jurisdiction to determine the matter. The matter borders on the interpretation of the Constitution. Rival meanings were put on the meaning of Article 94(2)(a), which was at the heart of this case. And per the laws of this country, the High Court judge was bound to refer the matter to the Supreme Court to interpret same because such issues fall within their exclusive jurisdiction under Article 130 of the 1992 Constitution. Secondly, we are saying that the trial court had no authority to determine this matter on the basis of foreign law without trial, without calling evidence. It was wrong for him to have resorted to Wikipedia and to information contained on the so-called renunciation certificate or a renunciation certificate to determine foreign law. Because per section 1(2) of the Evidence Act, foreign law is a matter of fact, and the Supreme Court has said that foreign law can only be determined at trial by adducing evidence, preferably through expert witnesses, and that was not done in this case. You realize that this matter was hurriedly conducted and concluded on the basis of pleadings or adduction of evidence and so on, and we think that is against the Evidence Act and the laws of this country. Apart from that, there is the issue of the decision being in violation of certain laws and certain decisions of the Supreme Court. That is what the lawyers call per incurium. When a judge decides a matter in flagrant disregard for law or binding decisions of superior courts, that decision is per incurium. So we are saying that the decision violates section 21D of the Representation of the People Law, PNDC Law 284, which says that qualification must be as at the time of election and not nomination.
Wey ayora Samijamfi ono anaye communications officer dema NDC amanyukonom na lawyer fo a ode asem no akọ aye court of appeal no ono so waka ho bi eno achi yanwenam enyeja elder ofosu ampofo titrani edema NDC amanyukonom ono na waka che na chitafo nyina sem amra kwanso bia anamo metuo na de Cape Coast High Court kan ye no wo medan no bia no odohre kan janan wo mbeye
MP to the constituency to engage with the party at the constituency level, and some of our regional executives are already there, and to assure them of the unflinching support of the party behind the MP, and to also remind them that the decision that they took in electing Honorable Kwesi as their member of parliament, of which our follow-up and monitoring indicates that the past 6 months that he has been in parliament is live up to expectation, and the people are very happy about the work that he has done so far. And to go and assure them that together with the constituents and those who voted for him, we will move and support him to ensure that justice is not denied the people, and that the vote and the confidence that they repose in him will not be dashed by anybody through any machination. So we are in there, and the party wants to send a very clear signal that both legally and politically will fight this battle to its logical conclusion.
We aye elder Samuel Ofosuampofo endi samenyo kono tetrani na de asewona kasa eda ne so owura James Jachi Kwesi MP a yabo ne dibia ato agu a onye MP biemu eso gina ne domanim ka kire wo se wonde wo ka kire wo pen oda so aye wo MP wode se me da so aye mo MP
ti onipa da so ni bi owiase a opade aye amamfo a ne etiem but omo mreben it will not be forever. Their days are measured. And to me, I'm fighting for you people. If I devoted my life, my life as you as I'm a farmer, more now as I'm also Mojitum. Obiama, me, I near Simi Suning in a year. I do not wear your party some more. I say not here yet. Adam Mahama Bana, Yura Mahama Baye, Yan Campbell Bayan. I said, Ben, no, Gina more catching an also to me who said, Moapia, a candidate here, my father, or Passover Buam, because I smell the catching. Sanyama Hunyantin and Baye, or money, what you Canada 40 years plus, and that's the only minimum radio I know and to crack. I respect the law. I'm still your member of parliament. One of which me have talk pure water and such a plantain chip in the fan or the abobra. Or see every every school more. And I told the excellency, Mamma, Okasa would you must smoke. I said, Oba Boame. Near my son, not I am model constituent. So bus obey. And to miss me left foundation, Obia the other stop and put to a person at the bus in not here. I'm up by America break when I send not in our class to gold. No, we are no baby, be a woman, baby, a free babes idea, oh dear way. And then now, I send out my business here. This central now, if you are sent out, now so business, you are sent out. And they are now county also over. And then the man will say, Obiaba, Pastor John, man, see or no see. A quite be asked, young mama, who many I say.
We ora James Jachi Kwesina no ye MP ewo ase no for court to say onye MP bi ma ono so still odo asa ye wo mo MP no na aka say
abusuafo anwumre no nsia kase eba Oyerepa FM 100.7 Sukumase Adum Boshaba Plaza ena wasugusu a utie na break akramunie ena chechefo mo kirade ewo suapon mo ye University Teachers Association of Ghana UTAC fo no mo bom kaya ese omo de omo pen ebeto fom abro mo nko kirade ni nyina ne so omo so omo akatua nkatani wampo kitikete mampoli bi ena yede ema wo mo na na bro mo hye no eyo sanabo so mi ayesimu ye ne de to so mienu enti ene and o ma sha ase a strike no and o mo de akoso den na Professor Charles Mafo and adutu dwa wo chire mu say ye fa obi ese wo mekra ade wo suapon mu a ne foforo na hyase ne sika ye de ma no ese na katua 2000 empemu mienu sika da dan mu 20 million na wache wo mu na wa be professor na sa bimfu wo kunini no 5000 na ye de ema no ya eye sisi semo maka ho asem abona no ani nwanam bi e ka ho aban ebubu nuagu na so ma che se omfi wo nti we de bra na so ye se wan kasa wuti ho a ye yi bone enti omo pan ato fama fiti na ekuro no kosi se aban be mo maka twia o makoma beto mo yem no enya de ombekọ classroom akọkyera ade ebiem ensam na betodwa ama ma hyase de nene oswafo hwe ama ne bo ensam so kwadwo opon kroma wo de atodwa no wo kyeremu se so omo tena se omo ye hwe han a UTAC for strike o makoi be ha suapon no omo calendar ana asena na omo di sua ade no enti mpanifo aye nhyehye de niam nyina toto na kwan mu ye omo kyeremu se bra esem no na eni akyire bia no wo sa aban eni akyekyerefo mpanifo itnase no mutimi sigina ye bebo afanu ni nyina na abo ama ngoma sua titu suapon mu de no atumi atumpon covid aba abehayen ntini kwan so omo tena ho ma we nso ebeto aso.
My understanding is that they've been negotiating with the, I think the university authorities and the employment ministry because there's a dollar benchmark that you know, some years ago their salary was benchmarked to the dollar, and of course currency depreciation, and so they want a re-escalation back to the dollar. I'm sure it's a conversation that different people look at in different lights, but whatever it is, in the end, it will be important for some sort of compromise to be reached between the state and UTAG on what is a fair price point and what the national kitty can afford at this point in time, so that we get them back in the classrooms or in the universities for academic exercises which have suffered because of COVID.
We honorable kwadwo opon nkroma wono ne oswafo a wo hwe amane bonsam so ye mrahye bedwani e wo fo ase irebi abato mpasua so na ene wodi nsem we atodwa se animani mu ye osampanifo ene UTAG fo sigina ye e fa kwan e bebo afanu ni nyina na ye nwomesua suapon mu de no so ebetumi agina brane
I don't know atiatia strike ne de abusua enye ne bia ebe fiti ase na dodo no anso so ebetumi aka se ye nyina yi a ebeba ene obetia ye sise obetia ye sise yi ene asuapon be mienu bi nso so wa Ghana ha Simon Didon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies for no wo mo so akeka wo no ho pa ede na asie wo no mo kire se sa sanga span yi a hyehyɛ da ho dima akyerɛkyerɛfo emu abanwɛfo dodo no a babɔfo kra so sidima kotere no on say na nsan wo mo de no asɔde pa ema ko ba se Ghana Tertiary Education Commission for and suapon awodo a ɛwɔ o mayi mu nyuma ko awodo na se feku awodo a ɛwɔ wo mu no ekokohia ɛso mo se sa adwena ema ensi kyerɛ se wo mo adwena wo mo ɛkyerɛ ne se saa hwɛ yie na nimani ya controller accountant general for ɛde wo mo to saa sen spine no so a ahwɛ ya na wo kyerɛ bi no wo makatua na so akwakote so ahunu na se bi wi aso se bobra ɛkɔ anim ye mobra ensa yachi na sebe o ye adwuma ne beto akatua mu ne ye ba bete so de a ohu en na de o ha bebanti CKTM University for crowd ye wo mo wo ma bo mo hwene dadada mo na di kan bo Ghana Tertiary Education Commission for sobo na ni nyina mu an na press conference chenche ko so no Dr. Yulifan K. Joseph one ye president Miche UTAG ankasa ema saa Dombo University for no ono ekyerɛkyerɛ nsimfo ado ne susua wodo a edemu ani bira asese aba ene ne ntia wo mo eti atua mpimpim.
President for the Controller and Accountant General Department IPPD 2 migrations are 1. The IPPD 2 application and add-on to be installed at the various campuses. 2. Finance directorates and personnel to be trained on the use of the IPPD 2 system without the direct involvement of the Controller and Accountant General Department. 3. The Controller and Accountant General Department to undertake a 3-month test run with existing payroll data in parallel to the present payroll system of the individual campuses, so as to rectify all discrepancies. And 4, the status quo at all campuses to remain as directed by National Labour Commission until these key conditions are met, and the memorandum of understanding and memorandum of agreement MOA signed between the worker unions and Controller and Accountant General Department.
Auntie, I wish for Dr. Willivan K. Joseph and Motino and Kano, Utah President, Nkurabata Emma Simon Dijong Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development and also Swanwana Nina Muno and I was so far bedi actually ya wono eche apedie eni nwuma sam so wo mayimu Deputy Employment and Labor Relations Minister opani reko brobe pachaw se wo mo modia chechefo esremo wonko emunwayefo aya moti atua no monko nkɔkyera de monko yɛ adwuma eche se ne kra mo amanu tua prɛmto breka se de to bonim se kwa me kroma suapon mu ha sei adusuafo esu omotete wani obuo no ma na ni da chese lecturer so se nka ba bia duro no kura nso e ba beba so nti ngiemfo mu ntwato kura mfo mu mfam kakra ti honorable rekubro be nsem ne na chopa wode ma checherefo no e na afei mefo asabire wo moti atua no entie kakra.
It's an unfortunate situation. We are not happy with that situation at all. Still calling on UTAG and the Senior Staff Association to reason with us at this point and then go back to the lecture hall. So this is our plea to begin with. The matter for UTAG.
Nti we tia abreche badua no and says was off abedi chire nwuma na afia pedie so wo mayimu owura rekon brobe e patch na ba ne sa no a empanimfo no a omutuatua universities no ano ntitiru so ba asante mantem nkurabata ma chase Ghana ha kra ba bia Professor Chasmafo e wa homa no so Utah President eno no obani jas memo adwumu akwa ba o da Roma we de yekutam kwato dwem minister say wo pam chopa deputy minister was wo pam chow wo hwuma ne apadi esuo no wo se mon konko ye adwuma migidi say wo te voice no kra kakra Roma
sir enkomane de ye do me sha say nyane ana ye di trata from and maybe a chuba da say e wa na mo tu bi na so mutu anya sa ibetu na mo ye na ye tu say ye very draw teacher and my high and you are go teach and then to some part of the cancer of na it is that everybody and father man move from my catcher of the world to another you go from now say yes I quite one son the cancer and no one you obviously I'm afraid me you know transfer here you know to say want to make us say me na cross or how near be the deal of the other two I don't know. Mama so see me just no afro now one nam she said you need them put them and you know my friend na friend kra ni na e beko but you how ya catch on my no until see people so be a plan na mo bi e so sa how na no nya you ko person who are ni
emu awre honzo na awia kra de chese ya me reporter ba kokọ USC ha na wo hwese de students yi wo mu butubutu ho wo bi wono mu a chese wo hia assistant kakra kra senke bia ye de be ma no na wa tumi atoa so asua na de lecturer bi nka wo mu wa ne kakra chese kra eno na na bia nka minister ye ka se wo bi wono mu a wo siesie no kra twero nso hwe so won wa kan finfin wo hunu de wonye prof
na make say no mu se de betumi asisi se de na de agu for mu a nti ada no man to sa na mo no efi se enkomo ye di e be sie mi no ni o anya putupuru ana mo tro de to do enfie mi no ni e ka sa asebo yi nti no so wa anya bi ana chezi de na de agu for mu ansa na abeka che so me fa cho mo nko de nka asebo na asembe na abeso ka se
nje ba ni se no prof adawro mawo wa kyerɛ de akyɛ sɛdeɛ wakɔ ani pa ba de kyerɛ de adeɛ ya nje mpanimfo ya sɛ da bia ne epiapia wɔ mo gye demonstration strike ne sa ne ma ba ntitru education eba ne sa ne yɛ buani ya de sua wɔ ma yi mu na ekosi
mimi abusa mi a ni ti o meka sɛ ɛmoa obi a me mo mta onya wo mo abusa wo mo a ntababo afa
akatua bia ne na namabonten so tesa allowances bi ni ade am say bi kura da ha ye bisa say am say da bre ya say no say 5000 na moje na say mo baji 2000 ana say mpu na tie wo mo makofoforo no mom na say mo 2000 ti sa pepepe na etie say list bi security abonte so no sa na tie na
ya de to jani say ibebi no a etwem no aye de to say yes fan so no na obi wura adekere adwuma mu foforo sika ekono ho $2,084 as at 2012 so mo mfisi ni nwache eko economy na mfie kuno achi so bi ba si teacher adwuma and sika no so ati abedu $997 munya yakoye no ma na yakoye chi
ani mabumachi mum
safa pepe into the air can say but yeah sharp zero abandon fire nkoto bi into the cash restoration so yen ka sa ban to akatum into the take the one say you type what we say ban to market yen ka to bi asa yeah can restoration is who if it's a wild say economy no asesa you jump cross no an yeko and na me asesa adenti na ese musika soke ebrese economy
Prof, me na me de wasi ba bi na obi na gina titintinu se ye waba foforo mpo no waju 2000 something na ne ye se aba se 900 de no kra na empresui na mo amuwom dada no de na chese nka mo de ne ye wo ho
oh they make an answer when you answer said the over from the ratia ye wo mo so de na ate
there's a ate kra jade ono kra ba ye no so no kra ne ani bire
what do they make an answer
yeah Prof, me fancy ne na wase na nyankopon adom na mokoba nso ade besi bia ne besa ba ne ahwe na mo apedi photo je ya hwefo ne ye ma no ne ye nkwada na osku no hu hia pa pese mo kona mo koto aso ye ma da se
so mo hu hia ye ma do mo bi ye ofa so dum no bi ye yire no mo ne ye kunu no mo ndi ma obi anya na agire se da be fire me mo se me ba o na se o na se me de come chere na dia obafia ono so come na bede no hu be hia se boy ho bra yi eno no ye no
yate ya da se pa nyakopon fa mo nkomra enti eno no Professor Charles Mafo ena moten wenka no onam kwa so an no cheche se ase bibia na yeputupuru ni afra mo mra ne yenye hyiamu ade so start yi be mfie mienu ni eno o ma ka
we podi o se nya sa akatu antum restoration de na o mo de mo dada no o mo fa nhyem $2,000 anti we di o mo restore ma won
$2,000 ne
ebi mo di dio
akatu esha ensu tirase binum didi
yo na do danko Akufo-Addo mampani ne hokani ene ma me Rebecca Akufo-Addo ono awo ne foundation a wato ne Rebecca Foundation na nsemu ba bi okwapro ewo edwam ehyehia ne nuanom ema edi dwa tonton amansewa nom ne kwansusu anom eni nkutonom ne ade bebre ene omo ne to nanim se ye wura yere wada wura maburu huyamobɔ ne boyen na nka yenya suku crèche bi ewo ba bi a ye dwa iwo ya ye ba na nka ya te ma no ne do makwa akotre school no mum nti ne ehɔ kra na aba ne suna ohianofo a etimi tu hu na ka waba ma oba no fo kakra no na wokɔ sesi a ye ni crèche ewo dwom ha yi eme ebre o gise bia wo pɛ wo bi foforo na wo ka ho no wo hwɛ oba no bi wo kra gise wo de tu fie na nipa kro wo fie na koda yesu na nipa kro wo bo bai gise wo woni mo ba tan wadaruma no futabraba ya wo bede sa kwaji ba bia ba yen amwa wisin amansan bo afo bo ayen na ma mesre ye no se mamu wore me ya mama ampa mami abon homoden ya ukọ adenta dome aprade kofodua eni ba bi edwa wo bia no wa hia se wo si crèche edi amom se monye na mo ba mo fa mo manemra na mo fa mo ko suku da che bia mo sase ye ni dwemfo ma wi din komo na no kwasem anigye ho jai
If I'm Mama Jane, Adenta Shopping Center, Queen Mother. Say 2020 na ye Mama Rebecca. Ebe sraye and I de two na nim say here na ma ta na kita nkola wo market ni say de beboa ama kola na timi aboa no fa aye didwa o ha bia embe ti ye de two ye Mama ani ni kre ni nyame ani when di ehwamo o time mo share so be starting ampa say oguso de a aka America kre bi na chese ni aye de two na nim na ewie pe ya amaye
ele ye ni Japan ko me say me wa kwa ketwa ko nyanya 2 years na me say me do obi a pejam me tire ma he school no say then na akoso wo ho ana me aka me sa page ma kra wo ho no kra me sa ka gidigidi
me pension baby no omo ye triplets e ma me no be ma ba ko enti afi no manya 2 years a nka omo be start school enti anyway na be hia ti me de be boa me achen obi a kra wa enti mani ajepa se me ma no be nya school papa na oma kobi na dachi oma kase ye Mama Rebecca school a obesi wa Denta Shopping Center no omo no mo ye the beginning sinti me da ye mama ase
Auntie Rebecca ye da wasi o
Auntie Rebecca ya da wasi o da se nyama da se so da se bi mre biom edwemfo ma na nanado yere ekosisi edwa ediama crutch ediama ba bia omudi dwa no edwom na oma kasen na siwo ya wada campaign a ACC adane nyina no wono so yanini di nkomo ora Samuel Kofi Adebi.
So basically we were approached by the Rebecca Foundation to look into the possibility of creating a daycare center or a creche for the market women across the country. So we started off by doing some field surveys and studies of the various markets. We went to about 10 of them to look at what needs they had. And I remember on one of our field studies, we came across a market woman who lost a child because they had to put the child in a box under her wares she was selling, and she forgot about the child. At the end of the day, the kid was dead. And I think it was a very sad story. And so it really emphasized the need to have a facility like this.
Abusafo ani amotie eye ura Samuel Kofi Adebi onom ena adefefa nanado yere Mama Rebecca ni Rebecca Foundation no eye dia ma Ghana edwemfo ma wo sisi crutch dia ma wo mo no ena mate won seven.
Ya tu akase abono so amamo na bebo so me ne kakranie ena aban ko ntabufo efa ni pakan ene adansie ho ye government statistician abinfo mu wokuni ni Samuel Kwabena Enin wo ye nhehye ye nyina no mo sha ase so mo kan adan ene fie ni padodo ya ewo omayi emu na omo di dwumadie no eba awieye sede no mo wura fiefie mu ekokan no enso na enson nti omo ye nhehye ye se omo ne na machire na obi bia omo ntimi ankan no ena abrekọ no anso omo bia so ya toto wono ma wa ya nkan wa nka ho no betimi akọ na wakọkan wo ho na mpanifo de waka ho eno na sesei Professor Samuel Kwabena Eni dia betudwa HM say mpanifo timi aye hyehyɛ ye nyina ama mantam makomako edunum chesese de ne amate no wa ha mu chichemu ade okonokono na chese o ma wia ne sa enti enu kwasi ada ye besim osana abosumi ne de to so ngotwede ne o ma wi o mu dwumade nyina na enkran pumpuni mantam no na aka nkabeka ho a na ye dunsia so no krampo no wasi omu gudwuma so a omatoto ne yema nyina eno aka be wa ha mu chichemu nso 7% na enu so matimi awie bibia.
We also look at the complete coverage based on 3 different levels. We do the assessment at the community level, we do the assessment at the household level, and we do the assessment at the person level. And we're going to work to ensure that it doesn't necessarily mean that data collection is ongoing. As I indicated, one, data is flowing through to head office, so we are optimistic that once we analyze the data, we'll be hitting the 100% mark. Also, for purposes of data quality, we have to go back to some of the households to ensure that household validation and correction of errors is done. Enumeration from the district point of view has been completed in all the districts that we have. As you are aware, Ghana Statistical Service has 272 statistical districts. in all the districts that we have in the country, but for 8 districts, we have completed the enumeration exercise. Household validation and correction of errors are currently ongoing. With all these, Ghana Statistical Service will be withdrawing from the field on the 8th of August. That is this coming Sunday. We're going to bring a complete closure to the data collection activities. The 8 districts that we are focusing on intensely in the coming days are as follows: Ga West, Katamanso, and Ga North. These are 3 districts that we necessarily have to continue work in because they are rapidly growing areas. So we are still doing listing and enumeration in these areas. And these are Ga West, Katamanso, and Ga North. The other 5 districts that we'll continue to work on in the coming days are Adenta Municipality, Lankwantanan Madina Municipal, Ga East, Tema West, and Lejokuku. So these are the 8 districts that we'll continue to work in, but as was indicated, come Sunday, 8th August 2021, we're going to bring complete closure to the field activities, and we're going to pull all our men out and work on the data. And
we a buy contabu for a government statistician, Professor Samuel Kwabena Eni, and Yaten and Casadem D. Kache, Noah, and a wapato, Eddie Amaye.
Avepi bienwane dunkron na mampani na ada kwaku fado kopie mu angula memu ti ubon konta kra no mfie mienu mu ani osuahu na ene sese wote wa no so to nsa de fra angola mampani His Excellency Joao Manuel Congaves Lorento so no nso emra nje satika ema ba de nti nso abam de a na ye nsrahwemu a ne sa mampani ba beduru o mayi mu no akwakohye mampani na ada kwaku fado omo so atena se abon komo pa mampani na adoda kwaku fado e kire se ayonkofa de otewa na wa fa bi kire se se bi ekusa bi anya ado adwen ni ba akofo trim unu obi se sa adwene a na obehunu ba bi a ni ma bi ha wa ba kikire de abo wetimi akoni mu abrabom ti Angola de wase ayonkofa no be yiri pampe se witua.
The past, even in pre-colonial times, Ghanaian fishermen found their way to Angola. We established relations as far back as then. And then in the struggle for freedom for our continent, the liberation from colonial rule, our 2 peoples and governments cooperated very strongly. Today, we're cooperating again as multi-party democratic states to address the issues of development, progress, and prosperity in our continent. We see the future in Africa in the solidarity of the African peoples and their ability to cooperate and work together to develop the continent. Your visit here is a strong indication of the willingness of your own people and your government to go down this same path of solidarity and cooperation. There are many areas of mutual interest that tie our 2 countries together, whether it is in the development of our hydrocarbon resources and the exploitation of our mineral resources, the development of our agriculture, the development of our educational systems it's based on science and technology advancement. There are so many areas of common interest where the successful cooperation between our 2 countries can be of great benefit to our peoples. We have also the very important task ahead of us, how we can work together to rid our common seas, the Gulf of Guinea, of the menace of piracy, which is now confronting it. It's not a good idea that today the Gulf of Guinea is reckoned as perhaps the most dangerous seas in the world. And it's extremely important that we find an opportunity within the context of the Gulf of Guinea Commission, which is already in existence, to have the development and the cooperation of Angola and of Ghana.
Juzo mampani na da kwakuva kasa wapa tereze wone Angola mampani ahia no nko ade na wo so watwim na wode to fon kama nti nkomodie no a eno no na Angola mampani Joao Manuel Congaves Lorenco enso so edi a odi twatro ni.
How important to consider the need of trusting in our capacities and our own resources, not only material ones, but as human capabilities. It is very important because otherwise we wouldn't have signed and we wouldn't have established the African Continental Free Trade Area. We have established that organization precisely because we see it as being very important looking inside, looking at our continent at the first stage before we look from outside. And that is a sentiment not only of the two heads of state present here, of Angola and Ghana, but virtually it's a consensus among the heads of state of Africa that the way forward is this one.
Nti shemunu nti ono so aba na fuam yenu ensra hwe ya wofiri Angola mampani his excellency Joao Manuel Congares Lorenco ne mampani na dakwa kufuado ehia na nkita ho ne sede ne mesi ekro Ghana heya no kakra na etwagui
principal ya oda Jackson College of Education no ene Mrs Theodosia Jackson ono na ode ato awofo ene schoolfo nyina anim say distance education ewo ho no omofa akwaside ho nyeto na wonhwe say obema oma akobie na omo schoolfo no so no onya nije na ontim kobi o say distance education no ena woyɛ adwuma wotu fie mpo a wotimi ka asa ko school meyeye sa woyɛ adwuma wotimi sa ko sa school no wotu fie na woto amane kobe amanso wano ne kwanso arama still wotimi ko emeyeye aye papa ntino yehwe se yebetimi akobi pa
bebre eti amaya foforo so esia de wo oman foforo so aboa manimdie akowiase afana nyina eye papa nyai mpake woni ma nkotena boarding house ubeye distance learning certificate a wuhia bia wonsa beka na abrochire kura no ma ye research hu se wo ma ye distance learning no they are critical thinkers wo mo ye nipa wo mo tumi sua de ye etiase anya ne nipa de classroom na ne lecturer ka kire no na ye chu passport get we de ono a na ti de computer chi na osua ti de ya kire no otiase pa ti nam ne kanfuma se ma tani adi nyina ye mfa ye ma no nhyem na ebeboa pa se wo ye adwuma na wonya ho enkotena baby a wonya distance learning program bia fa ho hyem na
ani amuti ye aye Mrs Theodosia Jackson on a principal Emma Jackson College of Education
ya kwa mrashebedwa fiemu na ya beka ya wade etwemu no ena aban sana hene kan no foriata wade afempemu wo man na kohomabo ehun kontabuo ho nsam ekwato mrashebedwa fiemu ya media budget review omudi pensem na mrashebedwa fo no ahase a omuso so ya dwene a pensem budget no ya wade betu dwa ya wada no emu na eno ena opani abedi akira waje yoyoyo emadom kuma no ewo mrashebedwa fiemu honorable Ahmed Ibrahim edi atudwa no wo chemu ano akwa NMPP for the kasa de bi omo kasa omo de oman si kasa omo timi atoto chan aban bia ene ne accounts wo se mfiempino ne aduo no eye GDP no cheso omo de ne de nya kra ebi kra nsida.
Who are the better managers of this country? The worst GDP growth rate in the history of this country recorded in your era by you. The best GDP growth rate in the history of this country, 14.4%, recorded by us. Even our West, which was 3.7, you couldn't attain it. You set 0.9 for yourself, even 0.9 you couldn't achieve it. And you say you are the better managers of the economy. The Speaker, sometimes when a short man who cannot even measure up to your waist is mocking at you that you are not tall. You know, Mr. Speaker, he can only measure up to, even not up to your waist. You ridicule 3.7. You insulted us, these people, you couldn't take care of the economy, they couldn't do this. Now you came, not even 1%, not even 2%, not even 3%. Even the 0.9 you couldn't get. Just because the nearest whole number to their GDP growth is 0. 0.4 to the nearest whole number is 0. So you score 0 and you are jubilating. So why are you taking us? You score 0 and you are happy, celebrating. The Speaker, anyway, I'm not surprised.
Wey Ahmed Ibrahim was deputy minority chief whip. Ewo mashebedwa fiemu na yetene kano na chairman na titinani ema bedwaku mutu agina fesika sam ho ewo mashebedwa fiemu ya finance committee of parliament chairman no eye owura kwaku kwate wonne ne nyadwen ba ku sei ono so asema okani.
My minority friends have raised a number of issues or commented on some extract from the media budget, particularly our debt portfolio as a country. Surprisingly, in terms of respective performances, in considering trend analysis or comparative analysis, at all times, they have performed worst in our history. Mr. Speaker, I just want to give the basis. Between the year 2000 and 2004, our debt portfolio was increased by 52.53%. From 2004 to 2008, 23.66%. 2008 to 2012, 286.96%. Between 2012 and 2016, 234.43%. Mr. Speaker, the 8-year period of MPP, first MPP, we increased our debt portfolio by just 46.98%. Just immediate past NDC's government 8 years, they increased it by 1,148%. Mr. Speaker, the most astonishing factor is that we are having issues or confronted with COVID economy that worldwide we know that in terms of trade activities, in terms of industrial activities, in terms of productivity, we are having issues. And therefore, these are the key performance parameters of any GDP growth on the globe. Even with this outlier issue or situation, we have performed far better than them.
Abusiafo eni ayakwati ye Ora Steven Amoa steka na dodo na atafre no wo ye mrahebadwani wo hyaye so abato empesua so wono so wone Ahmed Ibrahim enye adwen na ene LGBTQI eye ntumu fo no ai wo mo bill no ana wo nsama eda mrahebadwa fie mo pese wo ye mra e de bra wo mo ne ho nsam no a ene wo kan ye wo mrahebadwa fie mo bra edi kan na ye kwa ye nsantwani ho eye kwaku ansa na waboye nkomo kwaku majwe
Oba Kenya committee was so na me matifo nyina akwa de bakara matite fina we drop session of parliamentary reporting tamre ya melugu so akasa de be some 20 minutes ago and right honorable second deputy speaker Olunyamfo Asiama wojina mu ediama right honorable Abansman Akinzo Bagwen no wotina mu diama no ana wo frese da bi omo ya dwuma na bi no wata ye de emra bi a ya kuchi jagun kata to sen de ba ne fe na ye kan ye friend first reading no ana to nje wo se le no na eno na speaker etonsa efro no nyafo Sam George lentoso de la sowa on nyafo team fojo ana to no nyafo Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra ana mra se bejafo ahodo bi e ka ho wochi omo de abada nga na mra se bejamu sen omo pese omo de emra beto emra se bejra ni no mo hwe na omo hyemra e be secretary say Gana ni bi anaso bibia obeba Gana ha bia na order no ho ba hyehyɛ ge se oba ne oba eda be ma ne be ma eda anaso mponu ye se bia obema pese oni agramwa anaso krama anaso nanchi esna na oware se ye obeti na obi se ma ware tia ma ware me kraman ma ware sino ye de ta emran ba Gana mra se bigashi na emra ta emran ahye wa wo de ho ba hyehyɛ ne ma wanyina mu no ye tumi atwe aso se de se ne fata sansen emra ye wo mu yi ye se da ni emra Potinia SSA to be a quest again. Say, I see action as one for a dear Okodamu, Obedamu in Timinsa, and nothing Punu, a charging a 10 year bayano, and nothing to the channels on at the end of the day. Emra, a walk potino, teacher than you have, a Lucina and the spirit upon what you be, I'm a bobo with you. I did a friend private member bill, at the apartment, Sibium. Almost I'm a parliament, I said, I'm ready. It is only Upagana having to again and new, again and new. Now don't book or stress any anymore. Emran between you with the Senate and Fatana Akwe Emra Panso. And we can for Sam George, Sam Natty George, and a president of come a Beneda Suva, clerk of the table of parliament, Kanye, HSM, LGBTQ plus, Bill, and let me first reading. Now, Speaker, I can so I refer to the Constitution, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, or Mokota no motion. Somoko national kind and name woman, no report in the Abel. That's not or not, no matter kind of and some of the different consideration, the associated them ran to the CNFR. About Yako Pisania, and you may have some 20 minutes ago, and I said the fire better hope. Ama the LGBTQ plus bill na ya bo hudaru aka kwa sama kanka ko afije I never been doing that. I'm at the first reading. I'll go through the process of parliamentary proceeding.
Kwaku ya dase ne ya de wasi trotro mu mra shebeje fie mama ne bo ya mfa wonsi ya brefufu mu ne beba wonchen wai abusafo ya nsan twoni kwaku ansa na yete ne nka free mra shebeje fie ma ene be minute aduonu ni o kire mu a eye LGBTQ+ no ntumu ne ntafre ne niama no wo mo ensem ehifo no
sabi ntrumudifo
mra ne pese ye de bra wo mo no wo se ne ye di kan kankan e wo mra shebeje fie mu minute aduonu ya etwa mu ye mu
yankwa kwa ba ya sabia doctor kwabra awotwe redu na wada asipiti no ano wo se we di ansantwerafo nye se bia wo kan momamfo ye ma hyehye wo mo na emum no de asie na wo ka amane wo so be na wotwe mienu antem ni COVID-19 chese agentre ha bompepeku Ghana se yese bo se ku ehun komo no asore no wasi nipa me amiensa de kire wonom wa asopiti wonom na wotwe mienu antem ama mu be ba akokra de wato ananu wonse do a wasi aho ntie hwe yi pa wode se watudwa ewo ko professional network tibie abaya asabia eho na Dr. Kwabena Wotwe ekasei
into Ghana Medical Relief and KPN Health Mission for partnering with Kuru Government Hospital in bringing healthcare to the doorstep of the Kuru people. As the services to be rendered will go a long way to relieve not only their debilitating health conditions, but also reduce the financial burden in seeking similar healthcare services elsewhere. The exercise will certainly be of tremendous assistance to the vulnerable within the catchment area of Kuru. As I welcome all of us to be mindful of the unusual times in which we find ourselves, times of the COVID-19 pandemic, from which many have unfortunately died all over the world. Management has had many warnings from well-meaning Ghanaians who, though they find this program helpful, think the timing is wrong because it could lead to the spread of COVID-19. The Kuru Government Hospital has started recording confirmed cases in the third wave of COVID-19 and a death occurred 2 weeks ago. Management has therefore decided that at any point in time during this program, no patient batch should exceed 150. There should be strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols. That is, no face mask, no entry. Hand sanitizer should be available at all vantage points, and clients and service providers should regularly sanitize their hands. All should kindly cooperate with management to ensure staff and patient safety during and after this beneficial program.
Inti Dr. Kwabena Wotwe redu na motin wenka no chese sa data variant no TSC sa kwawun patem titula tibi de wase omuguso omo record ya hweye ohoro wonsa hye nose mask so ho ne de sefa tabia protocols no na no na wo ka se PPEs ne nsoso akade no e de boss COVID-19 no bra no na wo sere pedinfo se mo fa bimrewu na mo mabua.
I would also like to seize this opportunity to appeal to Kuruman for PPE to combat the pandemic, namely cover-up, examination glove, face mask, face shield, clinical bucket, etc. Once again, and as the head of the Kuru Government Hospital, I welcome you all in anticipation of a successful exercise. Long live the Kuru Government Hospital, long live Ghana Medical Relief, long live KPN.
Dr. Kwabena Wotwe redu ono na pani sabre muteni nkan wada kwawu abaya asabia no dwumadi we kwaso watibie ntina de srede ne de tato COVID-19 ho no na odi atudwa
abusafo National Cathedral yes ya no mobaka ya 2019 omayesofo a ohesika sem so reckon of rata de beto yanim se Ghana hia American dollar no opepe wa ha $100 million na etimesi awie omugusu no omusi na no sesai kakraba na de mai ba ya yete ne se ye prophet Victor Kusibuate a oye secretary Emma Board of Trustee no ene de beto dwa se sabra na finance minister be kan no na omun hyase nyanema bebre wo ho ene ne wakire na enema bo nya den ese enema bo no mo amunim akosoro pa ntino worokwa de ne bubu a $100 million ndie de enso enu ba bia anya hwekra ne hia $200 million enu ntina omuse ketwa bia enso a sebe by for ba na ne nso ade ntina omuse resere yen se wunya 100 Ghana 50 Ghana do benya bia de wo do nsem na odo de ma na nyame adwuma so do de sika wura mu a wo tunwe yemwa na omuntimi nsie no
We were just building a cathedral, but now we are building the second largest Bible museum in the world. The first Bible museum is in DC. That is a general museum, but we are building the first African Bible. The 100 million figure, as we heard from the finance minister's own mouth, was when we were still working on the cathedral, when we advanced from the cathedral to the Pelican Gardens. I'm still working on the figures, but finance minister himself said that it will surely be more than $100 million. $100 million, we should be able to do these things, and if it's not up to the number, we'll come back and talk to the people so that people can give us support until we're able to finish.
Yes, Bible Museum and the Biblical Gardens and Waka Wasam. The Omusiano, if we are saying, a me no pet. Africa has been number 1. Yanado pencil and a winning iba.
And you men on Siakasiabo, a Pi FM 100.7 Sukumasi, a Doom, Boshaba Plaza, any other Casiaboni, a free airbar. Young a jedium, we buy a maimo, a ton doors of panting Grofosicano. Set yes, a sany and then. So, what pet $1. I was how the CDs in Sia, a 6 CDs, 15 pesos, and aircon when you're $1. There's okay to $1 on a peso or costs adequate CDs to swa. Ubenya 5 CDs, 78 pesos. Say, oh, pet £1. This okay to CDs, 8 CDs, 31 pesos. And as okay to £1 now, costs Ghana Sikaya. Ubenya 7 CDs, 95 pesos. Say, oh, pet euro, a €1 now. This okay to CDs, no. 7 CDs, 11 pesos. Say euro now when you crown up as all costs €1 no. Ubenya 6 CDs, 75 pesos. Our bank rate no sika krabia de and na media to jana black market no. Ya ko yesuma si adwade no. No dollar no. Say wo kwa akopɛ $1. This okita 5 CDs, 75 pesos. And na okita dollars no na wo kwasa. Agi CDs $1 no ubenya 5 CDs, 60 pesos. Pounds on so no say wo kopɛ £1 na for 8 CDs, 11 pesos ekɔ. So £1 no the kitao and I woke up a Ghana Sikani be our Quasa, Ubenya 7 CDs, 85 pesos. And as I woke up €1 for 6 CDs, 90 pesos, a black market no. Now €1 new to the kitao and I upe CDs are a 6 CDs, 81 pesos. Now 1,000 say for so dear, a 10 CDs, 55 pesos. And now Ubenya na chese, Sika crabia dear, and a black market nina said yes, Sikano, etsia, the 2 year dear no enono.
Sami group of companies for Adaroma and Nadia Yadibia Kadem. As a Sami Fight to Misha, Adia malaria, when I'm your ya uti pow, one money tinnitus, Trani Bukun, a bomade, Neko Pebi, Sami Fight to Misha, and you say Bam no, would you treat Nasa Sabro, Usisia ya Nina cock. Sami fight 20 mentini and the more mediano. I could recruit evident mediano, hardring, skin rashes, not my pro. Adam has a crammer, baby, aqua food, shoe, a puff on what is chat, move bomb, or gore, international, I don't know. Estimate my southern quantum, so some educational complex or 0242 689317. Now, Dreamland brother, Madake and gift shop. Aha, wo basanwa, nkwada ho niema, mo amope wedding gown. Emma niema so no bano kwada niema de kwowo bibia bi ho kwada de tia kunyam wo to adonko nyina no Dreamland for edb aba afi mema towuro edi twa yasene ene niema bia blender rice cooker glasses edum enkane flyer je dani bua ne transformer di hwe ni mo no kwada kwaje de wo 0541 776886 and 0244 083984 na yema dodo bia wo hia
Calnut Cube, so you can form ourselves, and by that, you Calnut Cube, no, and now what the chinamo home, what the year for real, what the year should try, money, then paper, into your can for mamma, Mamma Yadian, Emma Monso, no more Yadian, Mukunum, Mamma Yadian, where yes, wedding, and your job will be upon to be a siano, and you Calnut Cube enough for gum, need that a begin of pay, your mom called the Oya shrimps flavor, a beef dear, and a cocoa chicken flavor, and so a womb to your can for mount, a job be a mocha, Calnut Cube neto bito epebito na emaduane ede ewie peye pa na make I will say what on yamansu odwoma to bito yeto ubenya mfaso
yo na prekasa natural ginger drink no abusu awunya bi no ma jajajaja busi immune system no woni hakra utimi active enye ewo me edidi so yi Oyerepa FM ewo dum Kate Pharmacy ewo Kenya se adwumam kenkan ase Eja Jones the world eputuoja Santasa Hemanyena Ma Cecilia wa Brepo Market na najua ewa Pride Methodist Elder Ajekum Oshuma man from Nana ya Station Bank hawe Blessed Requa Kewum Pure Leaf Herba ebuakwa ebe Old Police Station efiesa pom ewo saso nteso KCC honoma mama benewa afon kwanta opposite Anwam Clinic odi opa afre 0548 95 3324 ofra yebeje oso na muntie barakase nananom na kasai enkra efrimanhia aba ne sem enkura didi so nyina eye urapon barakase adeja ebra enyan antoa ebreo udu barakase ebra ba akubi honom afi atase boahenkwa 1 and 2 esienchemu apemadi achina ena yard sankro nyina wa atwoma wo biaja north ehye nana amoapem brenya oye barakase hene nase nkura mabobo so nyina nti wuni no se bia kuo bi o sankro bi makwa akoto asase ewo ho se mo ha se esi ana afi na mbosie bunya se hwe a obiamfa ho krata nyina enko hanfie enko ma nana amoapem brenya barakase hene no efiri na koya o wanye na ya nkabo ya de na fu aduasa beto so a anya asase no
Eni abusuafo kase abo na ye no wodi anti wadwenkyera wo de bre ye no yen kan bi mamo Eric Kwakubuadi wo so wodi free bechem wo so wo sre utag for pa ese onhu aban ne mobo no onhu adesuafo ne mobo no mo de strike no mo ntwensen sei na omo konko kyera de
Professor Mafuka
I want God bless our homeland Ghana. Also with the come kyera wo body obefie kombedin.
Obi de share Boatin Dubai bonwire de share.
Isaac Safo.
Also so here pa.
You. Now Kwadwo Asempa Furniture Works also this is wonderful news indeed from Kwadwo Asempa Furniture Works Kumasi Edum Lydia Boache de wasre sa pai. And Abo Ahene Charles was watching you guys live in East Legon. Keep it up. Ya wadu also wo hwe live every mampon ekrofon so. Nana kwa sabun su sheka waso wo hwe free ahafo ntotoro so odiofa ben wo ho ai wo say omo ye interested pa ewo ai one ebedi aban sika ye beche wo mo emu so wo yan PP so wo yan DC no e wo say ye chi ni pakoro na ne se peso akra na wo anya chi ya che wo no nko a yan ji sika bia ye wo ho enka wo no wo de chi ama Honorable Collins owusu amankwa wo say KM boss hopeful okay positive change edify Madina Accra wo say wono de ebra ye kwakra special stone every Israel by say ye be si Akufo Addo National Cathedral no say they do yi bi maso was Kwame Nkrumah Ghana we are where do we go wrong? Say no to cathedral, God is not homeless. What was it? Say no to cathedral, God is not homeless. But once Solomon you see a diamond and no here as a man Edify Ventures Chronom opposite the market and opposite Chronom market was say I was you tag phone nyina eso mu do mu ntwa bibia so no mo nwene enkola no na omo nkwa classroom enkwa kyere ade akwasi kisi di free gomu an cran was Ghana pa education system ne dey sinkio kwofom krakro say na you tag na SSA na we nyina no wakra so politicians no omo enjoy sa na woni ebre no enya mfaso bi o se Akufo Addo hihye woni emayi teacher constitution edify wi amaso so was you tag for eso omo nkwa kyera ade na nana ado de omo genidi eso obesiesie niama ede ama won wo kyea man ode ne ho kwakwa pia ene Raf Safo Patrick ese edunkatia woye o se friend chairman ese edunkatia abura asebu kwa man kase wo se nana Akufo Addo omo to abama won obi 100 cities ama dia cathedral de ka wakoma eto wejam
na kedi so ajamasu o se cathedral na ebesi na osre yuta senka omunko trade
Nigeria for na omo so tie atua no doctors tinya Ghana nko omo tie atua den strike gina mo Nigeria sisi nko wo no